Happy first day of daylight savings, everybody. I hope you guys are kind of getting back into the swing of things. Well, I definitely want to check in with you guys and let you know that the launch is rocking it. And if you have questions about the Business Academy, don't hesitate to put them below. But for those that are new to hanging out with me, my name is Adrienne Peck-Sosa, and I'm a registered dietitian and certified eating disorder dietitian, the owner of I Love Well Business Academy, where I teach you guys how to start a private practice, and the owner of I Love Well Nutrition, an amazing clinic here in Austin, Texas. So if you're here for South by, I hope you're having a great time. And if you're here in Texas, please avoid Austin because it is crazy with traffic. But what I wanted to do today, as we're getting kind of a whole week of free training, so there's going to be lots of great information coming towards you on how to start a private practice and kind of get you to start slowly thinking about different ways to come about private practice or have that mindset shift. So today what we're going to talk about is getting out of your own way and getting out of the comparison trap. All too often, we love to watch what everybody else is doing and not pay attention to what we're doing because it's so much easier. Like going on social media and seeing what other people have started doing and in their areas of expertise, and they're just crushing it, and you're like, oh, I could never be as super cool as that person, and so I should even begin. Well, I want you to kind of get that out of your brain and start to think about what is your number one thing that you could do today to slowly get you to take action on your private practice. So today's training is get out of your own way. I promise you, you are 100% ready to start your private practice and actually crush it. So every single time you start to compare yourself to somebody that's 5 steps ahead of you, or 105 steps ahead of you, I want you to stop, shut it down, just like we tell patients when they start comparing themselves to others or comparing their progress towards somebody else, and we tell them to get out of their head and to work on what they actually need to be working on. That's what I want you to do. Same type of advice. So if you begin to start comparing yourself to others that are 1,012 steps ahead of you, pause, stop, reverse, and go back to where you need to be working on. And what that all really means is going back to that mega brain dump. So if you don't know what that is, it's one of my favorite tips or kind of key ways to get out of your head. So what you do is you grab a piece of paper and a little bit of time and just start jotting down everything that is freaking you out. So everything that keeps you stuck, that keeps you not moving forward towards your goal of a private practice, everything, absolutely everything. I want you to write it out, because when we get it out of our head and we start actually accomplishing those little crazy things that keep us up at night, we feel better. And then we stop comparing ourselves to others. We feel like, oh, I know that I'll eventually get to be as amazing as Rebecca Bitzer or Marcy Evans or whomever you think is a rock star private practice dietitian. And you'll start to slowly get to a place where you're like, oh, I could totally do this because look at all the hard stuff that I've already done. So building up that track record is also vital to stopping that comparison. So we've got doing our brain dump and creating a list, writing out everything, and then actually taking action on it and noticing how far that you actually can come. There's this great podcast that I love, and they always talk about you do hard things. You do hard things every single day. And sometimes we forget that we do hard stuff all the time. From being an adult every day to maybe contacting other private practice owners in your area, going and networking, being a social butterfly when you might be an introvert. Maybe it's standing up for yourself and asking for that payment from your first client. Or maybe it's signing up for the Business Academy. Whatever it is, we do hard stuff every day, all day long. And I think sometimes, or a lot of times we take it for granted that those are just what we have to do and we have to stay on top of things. And I think along with keeping a list of things that you need to do, keeping a list of all the hard things you've done and really giving yourself credit for all of those tasks can be a huge motivator and also a really huge way to help you not compare yourself to others. The last key thing to keep you laser focused and help you not to compare yourself to others is to get super clear on where you're going. So let's say you wanted to start a private practice, because that's why you're here and you're hanging out with me. But let's say your private practice, the idea of your private practice might be a virtual private practice, might be an in-home cooking private practice, or something like that. It might be something completely different than everybody else is doing. And it's hard to compare yourself if you're doing or branching out into something new. So I want you to kind of keep this in the back of your head too, is that everybody's business is so different from the next. So looking at my clinic compared to another person's practice is going to be so different. The way we run things, the way we talked about things, the way our paperwork is, the way we decorate with beautiful lunch boxes everywhere. Everybody's practice is different. So I want you to get really focused in and really intentional about what it is that your private practice or your kind of entity is going to be all about. It might be, and you might be thinking, well, it's going to be just like everybody else's. It's going to just be a private practice. And that is the farthest thing from the truth, because your practice is going to be 100% based off of your personality and how you do things. Even at our office, inside our clinic, each of our dietitians do things totally different because we all have different personalities. And that's what makes it so cool, is that everybody is so individualized within even a practice. So I'm talking really fast, so sorry if you missed all of that. Hope you took notes. If you did miss it, don't worry. Make sure that you are following along. And if you aren't subscribed to our email list, then definitely make sure you hit the subscribe button. It should be, no, once you click out, it should be below. And make sure you're following along too, because you'll be getting great updates whenever I go live at answering questions and all this great stuff. But if you aren't on the email list, make sure you are, because I'm going to send out some of these notes and some other super cool stuff on our crazy launch week and how we're having so much fun and crushing our goals. So make sure that you are on that email list, and I'll get all this information to you as well. So we are going to not compare ourselves to people around us by getting really out of our head and putting it all on paper, remembering that you do hard stuff every day. And when you do a hard thing, whatever it might be, make a note of it so that when you are having to face something hard again, you're like, dude, I got this. I've done it before. And the last thing that I want you really to focus on, and not comparing yourself to anybody, is to remind yourself that you are a magical unicorn or a special snowflake, as I like to call myself, as I am a very special snowflake. How I communicate nutrition, how I talk with my patients, how I talk with you guys is so different than the next business coach or the next dietitian or the next person that works in eating disorders, because it's my personality. And that's one thing that we're going to also talk about this week, is how to have a personality in your business, because I think you guys are amazing and super cool, and I want you to be you as you build your practice. So thank you everybody for hanging out. Make sure you're on that email list, because I'm going to send out live notices of when we're going live next, and we have great content this whole entire week of simple tips to get you started. Today was just to get you motivated and get you out of your head and getting you to take action every day. This following week, we're going to do even more steps of free training and lots of ooey gooey amazing stuff. So stay tuned. Have a fabulous day. Make great decisions, and I will see y'all later. Bye.